Hello, listeners. Hi, my name is Madhavi, and I'm so happy to have you on UppTalk. You have come to the right place if you want to learn about IT and do really cool things with your hands. We are not just another IT company when I say UppTalk. Think of us as your learning partner dedicated to helping you reach your full potential. We have top notch hands on courses to help you build your business, whether you're new to technology or want to move up in your current job. Let's look around this as our first step towards learning.
One of the most hot module that is known as absence management. All right, I'm an absence management. This is one of the hot module and Workday. A lot of job is there on Workday time tracking and Workday absence management. If you're these certified, you are certainly more likely to be into the zone of getting a new job and you starting a new work into a new office. So, yeah, absence management. And after that, if you do absence management, I would definitely suggest you to go ahead with compensation and recruiting. These are also more demanding job all around the world because they are not country specific. All right, what they payroll workday benefit, they are more likely into country specific and even the workday financials also. Depends on that. Okay, I don't force guys to be into Workday financials because Workday financials need more of your commerce background and you are more into if you have graduated through finance background then it's more likely to be easy for the folks. But yeah, Workday recruiting and Workday compensations is something that can be done easily. Yeah, I do know compensation and recruiting already. Yeah, so that are good things. Mapping external payroll, understanding the dynamic business process of Workday recruiting. So, yeah, all right, I don't provide the trainings for that because I don't have that kind of experience on those areas. But what I do have is into reporting, but at CM, my time and absence. These things I have. So, yeah, probably today we are going to just have a brief introduction about what we are going to do in this absence management rate. What would be our goal? What would be your exam? All right. Certainly that is the agenda for this absence management. All right. So absence management is nothing. It is actually managing the time off and I leave of absence. Okay. When I say time off and leave an absence, they are both separate entities. Okay. And in order to describe more about what is time off and what is leave of absence, just take a scenario when there is uncertainty of returning to the office. That is known as leave of absence. And when there is a proper date when the person is coming back to the office, that is known as time of all right, which means on a practical scenario, I'm going on a long term disability, all right, or I would say a sabbatical. I don't know when I would be returning back. After my moral condition is good, then I'll be returning back to the office. But if I'm going on a vacation, which means I'll be coming back, okay. So when there are limited dates when you know the person would be coming back after 2, 3 days and the person has already given a written application or return or notice that he has been coming, then this is known as time of okay. That person would be logging back to the Workday system. But when it comes to leave of absence, the application is there with an estimated date that I will be. It is an estimation that I'll be coming on that particular day, but it is not surety that, yes, that person has written on that particular day. So this is leave of absence. Okay, all right. So always remember on your interview question, what is the absence and what is time of a certainty. Leave of absence is uncertainty. Okay, all right. Both are different. Both are quite a bit different configurations. All right. So there's one functional area which is known as time of an eat. This functional area needs to be there enabled in order to use your time and absence module. This is the it functional area. It comes under the Workday solutions. The functional area is known as time of a leave and it needs to be set up. Okay, everything regarding import, export. Okay, all right. There might be situation that you are exporting those data from people's home. Okay, from the legacy system, Chronos also, ADP also, all right. Even though in time tracking we must have time tracking hub, but in here with leave of absence, we are only having one functional area. That functional area would be catering everything. Okay, that is one of the part that you need not to think about all the other stuff. Rather than only having one single functionally in time tracking, we used to have time tracking, that tracking calculation and time tracking correct. Mm, so if I talk about time tracking, then we need to have time tracking and time tracking calculation. If you're using Workday time tracking, okay. But if you're using what other legacies are some like Chronos, People's Off, then we need to have time tracking hub and Apple. So if we talk about now in work, if you're using Workday or not Workday's leave of absence, still you need to have time and leave function area and Apple. Okay. Alrighty, great. You please go ahead and see this. Noted down today would be a task to go through. This business processes. All the business was open. This function area, read about this. What are the domains they have and what are these all about? Okay, all right. We are also going to cover it, but still, I want you to be very proactive with that. Okay. All right. So great. So let me show you a good thing. So in time tracking, we do not configure holiday calendars or something like that. Okay, in leave of absence, we are bound to configure time off and what I would see a holiday calendar. That is for sure. This UI is known as time off and leave calendar. All right, this is the one. This is the one where you will be working day in, day out for this sessions, time off and leave calendar. That is known as we call it as there are two terms which we call it. Either we call it as an absence calendar or time off calendar. Both of them are two different entities. Okay. All right, cool. Whenever you are starting a functional thing for any of the country, for any of the premises of any other country. So your first thing is to configure the holiday calendar. Okay, so let me show you one of the holiday calendar so that you are aware of that, how things are there and how things move ahead with that. Holiday calendar are generally for country specific. Okay, so if I say about USA, let's say about USA. Holidays for United States of America. So you would see all of these stuffers are being configured. Okay, these are configured or these are being imported by EIP. Alright, this way just related to the worksheet calendar, the way it is there, you need to configure the same for festivals. For example, in southern part of India, Pongal is being celebrated on 14th of January or 13th of January. Whatsoever, that is something that those particular workers who belong to the southern part of India needs to have a holiday. Similarly, not Diwali has been celebrated not like that in the southern area, so the native do may have that. Would say the holiday, but northern people do have that holiday in their calendar map. Okay, the first day and the second day. So, which means if we talk about India, then you need to segregate those things into creating separate holiday calendars rather than being having a one holiday calendar. So, which means you would be creating a holiday calendar for northern India. Then you would be creating a holiday for southern India. It may vary state to statewide. All right. So, India is a good example where you can create a lot of holiday calendars. Okay, so what I would suggest you create one holiday calendar for not for January to March for certain part of India or right in the same tenant. All right, you for this. You need to have some research, which are the holidays. Just map it down with the calendar rule also, correct? Yeah. So, what is calendar rule? It is not a time tracking eligibility, it is just a condition to which is location at this country is America and it stays with this whole area. For example, President's Day is a holiday, Memorial Day is a holiday, Independence Day, which is it is in third or fourth. It is wrong, I guess. Import fourth of. Yeah. Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving days are long ahead from 11/26. So yeah, you need to configure that. That is for sure holiday calendar, okay? What it would do for everything. Let me show you. When it goes to the time and leave section and when you go to enter time off, first thing what it would do, it would actually create a block under the time tracking. Okay, that holiday blocks would be generated. Uh, Here also, they say that it gets configured as this in the Wednesday or Christmas, like that, but I'm not able to see this as of now. But let me see. One sec. The holiday calendar needs to be configured every year. Okay, every year. If it has not been configured everywhere, then it may create a chaos and you won't be able to see those things on your absence calendar. All right, that is for sure. Okay, so you schedule for work. So the holiday calendar isn't been mapped yet for this person, so hence it's 25th is also looking at a day where he will be working. Let me see the different one. Kevin Turner doesn't have any holiday. My God, Kevin Turner is a liberalist guy. Let me see his holiday calendar. How to see the cart? Such a tough you worker. Time eligibility. Oh, it's the same one. Okay, yeah, I prefer the same one. There was no holiday calendar for. If there is no, then there is a issue. Yeah, he do have the holiday calendar, United States of America. He just have till 2020. Yeah, New Year. And it is not there. That's why I believe you. When you check, it wasn't sure. So this is something I am heartbroken. You need to configure that and see if your worker is having or not. So let's do one thing. For the New Year, right? Yeah, 22 New Year 2020, New Year, New Year's Day 2020, New and 1 2020, Kevin. See, New Year's Day is popping up. It automatically pops up over there. Okay, all right, that is the significance. So I would say you to create one of the see some of the employees who are your favorite. For example, if any employee in Canada create a report and based on that you can see this. Okay? All right. So holiday calendar you got to know the significance and people get him paid on these days. All right. So we talked about this part till now. So now let me give you a brief insight about the business process. What are the business process that are therein? Before moving ahead, what is the time of who or how time of being requested there are? Two things that you need to know about. In absence, management business process the way in time tracking, we just had only one business process here. We will be having two business process. That is a request, time of incorrect time. Oh, simple business process. Okay, we will first go ahead and do time of configuration, time of configuration. Then after that we would move into absence. That is leave of absence. Configuration, that is a different top chapter. This is a different topic. There are two chapters, okay? So just one quick question though before you go away from the screen. So, though we have configured the holiday and calendar, people still can enter time if they want, right? Yeah, there is no validation. Oh, you see request time off. That is one business process over here. Yeah. And which means whenever you are requesting any time off, then this business process would trigger. Okay. And there is another business process, which is known as correct time off. right? When you are correcting your time of the name, a very simple request and correct if you are making any changes in the time of then. Then. It is a correct time of. Let me show you a very good example on than that any worker Amanda. Let me go ahead and have Amanda for you. How to do time of enter time of request timer for the worker task, or go ahead and see enter time of. Alright, that are the two options. Okay. For example, this is the day I took a time off. Alright, I are requested a time off over here. I asked which time off I want to have. I told them I want vacation. Alright, automatically. I took 8 hours one day and I submitted that the moment I submitted that. It tends to be into my request of the time off hasn't submitted. It is green like that. If there is no rule step, it would be. If there is a approval step, it would be grayish the way it is in time tracking. Now, if I see the details part. All right, let me see the details part. So we are a super user. So we are getting that kind of hypertension to make modification. Otherwise, it would have not been. Now see here, you would be seeing some of the things. The time of event is time of request. Amanda Baker. All right. You would be able to see what business process has ran the moment. You will click on the event. You will see the business process as request time off. There is no approval, so not required. If there would have been an approval, then it would have been gone for an approval. So which business process ran over here is request time off, okay? And how to check with where the worker has requested the time of you. Just go to the profile page of the worker. On the time of sections, you see there is a section of time of a leave request. Okay, there you would be able to see whole thing on. 2020 the worker has requested a time off. All right, so you see vacation days, which process are there. Because time, okay, that is the general basic thing, a basic navigation to find which way the time of has been entered. Okay, now when I say request, I'm often correct time off. This is the first time when this of everything was blank and I requested something. Okay, but I think no, I don't want that vacation. All right, I don't want one day. I need only half a day vacation. So what I would do, I would modify this. What would automatically come up? Automatically, it will pop up as correct time. You see over here, yeah. That is a basic thing, and now you would see one thing as the business process which triggered is different now. All right, the moment you click on this and you go to the details and you see, yeah. First, you can see the historic values. What happened? First, it was request time one day, then after that, it was correction. So you can see time of event, which career first trigger was time of request, and after that, time of correction. Okay, that is one of the beautiful thing about you capture every history. What happened? What did change on the Workday system? So this is very easy and very, I would say, very clear, transparent when it comes to working with this kind of stuff. So yeah, here you can see the correction has done. So the other business process has triggered. So one of the coolest thing that the replication of the business process automatically happens. Alright, whatever condition and whatever steps are there in the request time of, it would automatically be replicated to correct time of. The steps would be automatically replicated. Okay, in order to add any validations or any other stuff that won't replicate from correct time off to request time. Oh, okay. It is a sequential flow like the steps which are there in request time off would automatically fall or flow into correct time off. Okay, but there is no reverse order that whatever there is in the correct time off should go into request time off. Alright, that is a negotiation. Okay, cool, okay. Alright, so far, so good. Any queries? No, I think I'm good for now. Okay, good. Alright, so now we would be jumping to configuration part. Okay, we would be configuring several types of time of plan. Okay, there are numerous number of time of plan. Let's get into time of plan, okay. Let's see, let's configure a time of plan. Let's make something better for some people by the business requirement. Alright, the task that we use to create and configure a time of plan. It is known as create time of plan. Okay, create time of plan. The first step to start, okay, the first step to step in and start the configuration is create time of that. Alright, today I'm just giving you a view what it is. Tomorrow we are starting the configuration part. Today we talk about bits and pieces, alright, and today you have one task with you. The moment you would open the screen on open key, use this task like create time of plan. You would see some of the important tick balance part. Okay, first thing would be what is the name? That is, you need to give a naming convention and what display name you want to see the workers. Alright, although you are a consultant, you don't want it to be like you may make it as a robotic name like BGR Vacation 1.0, but you don't want your worker to see as like BGR Vacation 1.0. They want to see it just vacation. Alright, let me make it RP Vacation. The workers see as Vacation 1.0. Alright, because there are two vacations out there. So I wanted to make it clear that the workers are seeing. Okay, after that you see what it is based out of, whether it is a position based or with the track balance. The first thing, what it is making like. If you want to make it restricted to the positions itself, like those who are and under that specific position, the position management thing, okay, for the positions you would be giving this kind of vacation, or you want it to be more generic. So generally there are certain plans which are under position based, which are the high level plans for the executives and these kind of folks, but I have seen rare on that. But they are also. What is the meaning of track balance if you want to track the input it out? If you don't check the track balance, which means unlimited time of plan, go ahead as much you as using, we are not going to track the balance. You are liberal enough, alright. There are plans which are there where the time of tracking is not done, alright. But the tracking is done through reporting, alright. If you track the balance, you would be able to see certain new blocks coming up. Okay, that is the balance period. Balance period is nothing. It is the period of time for which the time of an accrual. Here, I will be lot of time. I will be seeing the saying accrual. So please get used to this word. Accrual or the balance would be measured or the balance would be taken care of, would be considered. All right. The way we see, say that FY 2020 to 21. All right. Similarly, it would be that final fiscal year 2021 to 2022. Similarly, balance period is like a fiscal part. Okay, from which arena to which arena? Alright, like for one example, you would see current calendar year Y2D based on period ended. Based on period, start days, time of an absence are always period started and period ended. Okay, there would be a lot of confusion. What is the period started and what is the period end date? Okay, but soon and later, whenever you start working on this, you will get to understand more on this. What is period started? What is period ended? Okay, all right. So, for example, if I make it like current calendar, LI to year date, current calendar, there are a lot of options. There are a lot of options based on payment day or date Y2D, current calendar year, and always. I encourage you to go ahead and see this balance period, what it is all about over here. Always see this related action go and see how they are being configured. All right. You will understand what it is like. Dated current calendar year started based on period started ended and date calculation. Current calendar year started based on period ended. What it is mean? It is like the first period year started date, current calendar year start date, which means, for example, this year the period started at 1st of January. So current calendar year January month period ended, it will always look at the period ended, which means what it would be the period ended for January 31st of January, right? And current calendar year based on period ended like 31st of December. It may or may not be 31st of December. What is based on the period schedule? If it is a monthly period schedule, it would be what it would be 31st of December, right? Bi-weekly? Bi-weekly it might change here. So if we choose this, like it always, look at that. Now if we have chose that current calendar year based on period ended. It will do what it will take and reference as period end date for the calculations. All right, are you getting my point? Yes, okay. After that period, scheduled period should release. Most important in order to access the access your time and absence, like for example requesting a time off, you need a period, should you? All right, if your period schedules are like the dates of the period schedule has been exhausted, then you won't be able to utilize or enter the time off. Okay, so this is a backbone of time off. All right, period schedule needs to be configured, okay, the way it is in time tracking. Similar it is like, for example, if I make it like monthly, which means month by month, I will be getting a balance into my account, which is an accrual. Okay, you are. Are you familiar with this word, accrual? Yeah. Okay, now what is the unit of time that I can take? Should I take it 1 hour in hours or in 2 days? There are only two options, hours or days. You cannot create your own custom over here the way it is there in time entry, like you can use your enter custom units, but here you are bound to use this. So I would choose it as days. Remember this name. We will be configuring only this vacation first. Then we will be conferring second sort of vacation, RP vacation. Now, effective date, from which this is also important, from which area you want to make it effective, from which year you want to make effective. Okay, based on the period schedule, it always automatically reflects the days as per the period schedule. Period started and ended. So I want to make it effective by let's make it 2020 calendar. Okay. Let's make it from 2029 so that we can have an historical value. And from so which period? First period, let's take it. We are starting with from 4 channels from 1st January 2019. This time of plan is there for you guys, okay? All right. After that, what is the balance? Visibility. Are you allowing the worker to see the balance or you are not allowing the worker to see the balance? This is the area where you're eligible as of balance period, like if the worker is eligible. Eligible means if the worker is having that time of plan and he is eligible. You want to see the balance as of that period. As of that period means that month period, like period started and ended. Okay, that is one eligible in period based or as of date. As of date means on that particular day. As a balance period means that particular balance period. Eligible in period through prior period. If the worker is eligible in prior period like January, February, but in March he is not eligible. If you want to show like that, this is the option. And if you don't want your workers to see the balance of the time of plan, then never show the balance. Only HR administrator would be able to see this. Okay. Are you clear with that? Yeah, so what is the difference between eligible in balance period and eligible in period? Eligible is period means current period. Current period. Okay. All right. And balance period means the first year. Why did the current calendar based on period ended that whole balance period from current calendar year first date to end it? Okay, all right. Let me choose this hide balance for the worker self-service. If you don't want your worker to see the balance, you just click over here. The worker would not be able to see the balance and request the time. Okay, if you may check this box. Only HR will be able to do it. Calendar display. Calendar display would be plan and type plan or plan, type plan and type means this name and which type of time off. It is all right now. We will see making changes once we are done with the whole time off and we make and see the changes. Let me make it plan and type. Override allowed means you are adding external system balances from the balances from external system to this time of plan. Or if you want to override some of the balance, like if you gave 40, but you after that you thought, no, let me give it 60 for this calendar year. Then you will do override or right. If this checkbox is done, then it is okay. Balance transfer means if you want to transfer the balance from one time of plan to another time of plan, for example, you moved to. You were eligible for London time of plan and you moved to Canada. So if you're at Canada, vacation time of plan, if you want to transfer the balance, all right, then you need to have it. Okay. And then you need to mention this over here that London time of plan over here or whatever safe time of life. You want to transfer the balance and this will always occur when there is a change job and there's a service type of transfer balance or adjust accrual. Okay, we will understand that part also. All right, carryover. Carryover. You understand by the name carryover. Yeah, so if we are carrying over any vacation from last year to this year, yes, that is known as carry out. Once again, yeah, if you want to make it carry over, first thing, beginning a balance period start date, first period of the balance period started means whatever. Start date is there in the balance period. It would be. The carryover would be based on that first period would be the first date. Okay? That is the start date. You limit it. Like for example, my company allows only 10 to be carried forward, but by the end of 2020, if I had 30, my 20 would be expired and I would be able to take 10. Okay, for example, I had it 10 amount of time before expiration. Amount of time before expiration means those 10 carryover balances you want to utilize, else it would get expired. So it is like that if I make it like 5. To do that amount of time. So what it would we do? Tell me, I have this 10 balance which is carry over after me. If I don't utilize this time, it will get expired. 5 will get, that's what it means, or it's the time. In the time. Include carry over in time of plan balance upper limit calculation. We would look into this later. Use time of accrual before carry over. Alright, it is like looking at the accrual, what accruals you are getting based on that. Currently, I'm not checking this thing. This weird thing we will cover when we are doing this accrual and this part. Okay, so now the first section is configured. What we are looking at, okay, the name of the time off and the period schedule is monthly. The unit of time is days. Alright, the day the worker would be requesting one day today like that. Alright, the plan is there. Carryover has been set up, but who are eligible? Alright, let's make a first. Let's make it country specific. Let's make it Canada for your country. Kind of country, city, alright, those workers in Canada. Spelling is correct or not? No, yeah, somebody tried. Yeah, those workers are in Canada would be able to utilize this time of plan. You can make it contractor also. All worker types or employees, everything is there. All right. And then after that, if you want to make it more stringent on more particular, then you would be using this worker eligibility section. Okay, as of now, we are making it for whole country, Canada. So we are using this Canada time of man and we have configured this thing. So first thing, the moment you will click OK, you will see I just added this thing as end of the period and days to include. These are two important parts. What it is meaning when the approval would be given like by the start of the period or the end of the period. For example, if I make it start of the period, which means on 1st of January 2020, I will be getting a balance. If I make it X end of the period, which means 31st of January, I will be getting the balance. Okay, that is the meaning of accrual frequency method of time of plan when the accrual would be given, when the balance would be given. Days to include means when the time off can be taken. Weekdays Monday to Friday means between Monday to Friday you can use the time of plan, but you cannot use it on Saturday, Sunday because they are default holidays. Okay, workday is non-holiday, okay, which means if the workday is not holiday, means there is a public holiday and you are requesting for a time of play, it will say that it is. It is not. You are not allowed to take the time of plan on that specific date. Okay, only work days. Automatically, it will see your holiday calendar and face the values and make sure that you're not taking a holiday. Yeah, work days, work hours exceed holiday work hours. All right. For example, if you were for you are using holidays also, but if your work hours are exceeding a lot of period of time rather than your holiday hours, then it will not allow you to take it during the work hours as well as into the holiday hours. That is something, this is something that I haven't used yet, and I really don't have that kind of idea on that. But yeah, certainly, this is something that you can. look into and explore those things, we'll explore that also. Configure days to include. Configure days to include means you will get which days you want to add the way we add it over there in work schedule calendar. Similarly, we can do it like which days to consider, like Monday to Friday, Monday to Thursday. You can include those days. All right, you can see this. All right, alrighty. Okay, so let me make it more generic as of now. Work days, weekdays, Monday to Friday. All right, which means the workers who are based out of Canada, they are eligible for this type of plan. All right, but now how to check it? Any Canada employee. General location hierarchy members, there are no members. Is there any member in Canada? You remember any worker in Canada? I think, yeah, this person that we were testing, right? That person was Lee Grant. Oh, yeah. Okay, now if you see this, yeah, if you open her time of plan and if you just go to the time of section, as of today, she is not eligible for any time of plan. All you vacation 1.1. Yeah, it is a vacation plan and you can see that she is eligible. Okay, till 2020. She is eligible, but as of today, she is not okay. The plan is effective from this date, 1st January. You will see there is no balances. The amount, you see there is no balances as of yesterday. Okay means the bad time off isn't into the time. She's just got eligible for time off plan. Now the next thing would be from our set would be configuring more things. Okay, now simultaneously, you're also going to configure the time of plan. So what you need to do today, you just need to create a time of plan and same things the way I did it, consider vacation. Again, you create RP sick days and make the display name as 1.2. Okay, and the way I have created, you just need to create the same. Okay, not more than that. Don't go beyond that because we are going to make it more effective and we would be making it more interactive because you would be simultaneously creating your own, so you will learn more on that. Okay, sure. All right, okay, any queries as of now today for this class? No, for now I think, yeah, I'm good, I can create those one. For today we are keeping it more light. Please do like, share, and subscribe to our channel. For more information, contact us sales@therightuptalk.com.